Niharika, and today we are going to talk about one of our favorite subjects, that is being funny. Now, we all love cracking jokes, we all love being around funny people, but how do we describe such funny people? Now, of course, we have comedians and we have clowns who make us laugh, but we also have so many friends who are like extremely funny. We can always keep it simple. We can say that, oh, he is so hilarious, or you can say he's too funny. But we also have a certain kind of humor or certain people who crack specific jokes, okay? So that's what we are going to learn. The first one that we have over here is a goofy person. Now, who's a goofy person? A goofy person is someone who dresses up in these ridiculous costumes. They crack funny jokes and they make these real funny expressions, okay? Like the famous Hollywood actor Jim Carrey, okay? If you see his movies, if you've been following his movies, you would see that he always acts with these funny faces and he's always dressed up in real funny costumes, okay? So that's how a goofy person cracks jokes, okay? Now, we can also call them that, we can give them a name as goofball. Oh, you're such a goofball. Okay, so we can, if you have a friend who acts in this manner, okay, who cracks you up in this way, you can always call him a goofball. All right, we have another one here that's a witty person. Now, witty people are really smart and they crack this clever jokes, okay, and they're really quick about it. They always crack clever jokes and they're always quick. Like the other day, my niece was there and I asked her to draw a train and a railway track, okay, on a drawing sheet. And then of course I got a little busy and even she started playing. And when I went back to her, I said, hey, show me a drawing sheet. And when she showed it to me, it was just the railway tracks. And I said, hey, where's the train? And this is just the railway track. She said, well, you came too late. The train is already gone. I was like, oh my God, like this little girl is so witty. Okay, so that's how witty jokes are, right? Another one that we have here is a prankster. Now, we all have been these little monsters who are really mischievous, right? You have definitely played pranks on your friends or on your family members. At least I have, okay? I have been a really monster, mischievous person. Now, who is a prankster? A prankster is someone who plays practical jokes. Okay? Alright, a prankster is someone who plays practical jokes to scare someone or just to have fun. Like, for example, you know, there are friends, you're having a night stay with your friends and one of your friends is sleeping and you put this shaving foam all over his face. Okay, so the next morning he wakes up, he's got the shaving foam all over his face. So that's a prank that you play on your friend. Or a very simple one, I'm sure you all have done this. Someone is trying to sit and you pull back the chair and bam, the person falls down and you guys are having a big laughter out of this. So that's basically being a prankster. Another one that we have here is self-deprecating jokes. So now self-deprecating jokes is a person who would joke on his or her flaws, okay, on their own flaws. For example, I have this a little healthy friend, okay, who's a little obese, okay. I hope she's not watching this video. Well, so she is a little obese and I usually tell her, hey girl, you need to lose weight, you know, why don't you start walking? And you know what in return she would tell me? She says, well, I do walk 2 miles, one to the donut shop and the other mile back home. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, so she's basically making fun of she being a little obese, okay? So that's what self-deprecating humor is, okay? Someone who makes fun of themselves. making fun on your own flaws. Alright, so this is how you would describe your friends if they are goofy, or if they crack witty jokes, or if they're pranksters, or they crack self-deprecating jokes. Okay, now we have different kind of humor also. Dry sense of humor. Dry sense of humor is just what we call as being witty. Okay, especially comedians, you know, the people who do stand-up comedy, they do crack funny jokes, but with such a straight face, like they're not making any funny faces. With such a straight face, they crack a joke. So that kind of humor, we call it as dry sense of humor. Okay, it's again clever fun. Okay, and it's pretty quick. Another one is quirky sense of humor. Oh, I missed out an E here. Okay, a quirky sense of humor is something which is unpredictable, you know, unpredictable jokes. It is just off the beat. Offbeat jokes, like something that you have never heard about. I have many friends who do crack such jokes, you know, I've never heard about, or you know, they'll just come up with something which is offbeat. So that's what we call as quirky sense of humor. All right, so this is these are the phrases that you can use for the fun that you really enjoy. Okay, it's the positive humor, but we also have some jokes that are not quite good. Okay, they're not nice. It's not funny. So we will look at those phrases also. Now at times, humor can really go wrong, and I'm sure we all have friends or some family members who crack these silly, dumb jokes. So what do we call such people? How do we describe? What phrases do we use for such people? We're going to look at that. Okay, so we're going to talk about negative humor. The first one we have here is warped sense of humor. Now what's warped sense of humor? It's basically people who talk about disabilities, okay, or about death, or about some tragedy. Okay, now people who really make fun of such situations. I have a friend of mine, in fact, we lost a common friend in a car accident, and this friend of mine just made fun out of it, you know. He tried to give a funny angle, but it wasn't funny at all. Like, we didn't laugh over it. He said that, oh, he died of this car accident. It had to happen because he used to always try to impress women. Okay, he used to always race and, you know, trying impressing the old women in the town. So that's not funny, isn't it? So that's when we call people with warped sense of humor, okay, which is really not funny. The other one that we have is toilet humor. Now, toilet humor is of course pretty offensive because there are people who write these one-liners on the walls of public toilets, or even in the toilets. Okay, in the mall you go, you see something written like these one-liners. It's not funny. Okay, you're basically dirtying public property, but that's what toilet humor is. When we talk about or we make fun of people that do something in the toilet, okay, something toilet related, okay, so it's not funny at all. So the other one that we have is corny jokes or lame jokes. Now, corny jokes and lame jokes are the people who crack really silly, dumb jokes. They're so predictable that you can't even laugh over it, okay? It's just not funny. Like, you might have heard about these knock-knock jokes, you know, like knock-knock and who's this? And then the person says boo, and then you're like boo-hoo. And the person says, oh, stop crying, girl. It's just a joke. And I'm like, okay, it is really silly, okay? What next? Okay, so that's what corny people are. Corny jokes are. Like, if you have a friend who cracks these kind of jokes, you can call him as a cornball. Okay, you can call him, oh, you are such a cornball. Okay, so you can add this word to your vocabulary. So another one that we have over here is frat boy humor. Now frat boy humor is when men, especially when they go out partying, like boys night out, and they drink too much, they have a tendency to laugh about disabled people or make sexual or racist comments. Okay, so that's what we call as frat boy humor. Okay, when they make some sexual remarks. Okay, so they are kind of having fun, but this kind of humor is very offensive, right? So we looked at negative humor and we also looked at positive humor. So I hope that this lesson helps you with the phrases to describe a funny person, right? So enjoy good humor, and I will see you soon in your next lesson. You take care and have a great day.